Hi, everybody. It's all fuzzy. I don't know why. I didn't do anything. There's no filter on this. Maybe there is a filter. I don't know. It could be my just dirty, maybe. That doesn't make it any better. I'm going to have to look into that after we do this. So, it is Wednesday. And this is what my hair looks like when I let it dry after I wash it. I don't know if it's better than the hanging down stuff, but whatever. You ask for the shag, you get shaggy. So I guess it's supposed to look like that. So you all know that my mother was supposed to be here this week, but she didn't come because she fell. And I'm not saying she did that on purpose. I'm sure she had no intentions of falling, but she did have an intention of showing off for a 62-year-old man that told her if he was not married already, he'd marry her when she's 78. And he's as old as me. So I guess that floated her boat, because that's my mom for you. And so now she twisted her ankle and she won't be coming to help me anytime. And today she said to me, or texts to me, "I'm so sorry I can't walk for like 3 weeks. I won't be able to do anything for you." And I'm saying how she would say it, just reading between the lines, and knowing my mother for 61 plus years, I know how it sounds when she says it. But I can't walk. And I was really looking forward to being there with you and having a good week. Yeah, well, it's all right. Now, before I cut her off and only started talking to her once in a blue moon or once every Thursday when I have a chance, I used to talk to her every day. Every time she needed help, I ran to her. Spent 6 months with her after her last husband died to get her into life again. Help her sell off the shit she needed to sell off because he bought so much shit he didn't need. Several tricked out golf carts that couldn't be driven on the golf course anyway, because they had, muscle tires or whatever those tires are, and a motor home that they bought for $250,000. I know I'm sitting here rolling my eyes and everybody's like, I wish my mom was still alive. I'm glad my mom's still alive. I love my mother. I do. I went through a whole year of therapy just to be able to say that and to allow her around my child. The child that she tried to get me to sign over, which I didn't. Would never have. And she still talks about it like, well, we were trying to help your mother out. And you know what? My daughter loves her, and that is her grandmother, and my daughter's always going to love her because that's her grandmother. And just like I loved my grandmother and my grandfather, she has those same memories with her grandparents. And that's great. And that's good. My sister and my brother didn't allow their kids to have those relationships. She got to see them when she went to them. They never went to her. It's a thing that we made, a pact that we three made, that we would never treat our children the way we were treated, and that we would never allow her around our children. And I didn't keep my end of the bargain. And that's one of the reasons why they both were upset with me. Not to mention the fact that I was the oldest, and I was the one that made sure they got up and went to school, did their homework, brushed their teeth, and all that other shit that a mom has to do. Except for they weren't my kids. And I shouldn't have had to do it. Learned how to, change diapers when I was in first grade. Just the way it was. Took care of my brother when my mother's second husband, the monster, would wait until I got home from school and then take off, even though he wasn't supposed to leave for work until 3. He would leave as soon as I got home. So I'd be with him I was an early bird, so I would get off around noonish to 1, I think, around lunchtime, because my sister would come in and she was a late bird, so she would get home around 3. It's when first grade was kind of like kindergarten still, 19s, early 70s. So probably 72 to be exact, because 71, 72, because my brother was born in 1970 and he was still in diapers, so it had to be 71. So yeah. And then my mother wouldn't come home until after 5. So I don't know why you leave a 6-year-old alone with a 5-year-old and an 8-month-old baby. But that's my life. That's what I've been doing my whole life, is taking care of somebody else's children who were supposed to be my siblings, who I should have a wonderful relationship with if we were treated like loving children instead of just, this is what's expected of me, this is what you do. Put your family together, take a picture, look lovely, and whatever else came with it. I still get upset and I still get pissy because, and I'm not the only person in their 60s that had this life. Unfortunately, there's a lot of us. But you shouldn't have children to raise your other children. I didn't have those other kids. She did. Those were her kids, her responsibility, not mine. And yet I still had to take care of my little brother even when I was 18, because he was still 12. Not my job, but my responsibility. But they can't be bothered. Even my sister couldn't be bothered when my mother went through what she went through. Her husband died after my sister. So I can't say that my sister would have did something or didn't do, because my sister was already gone. And I love her. Even though we didn't get along all the time, she was my very first best friend. And my partner in crime many times. But my brother wasn't there. My brother was there to load up an RV and take as much shit as he could to sell off. I got nothing. I got a nice little car that I had to pay for. But everybody else was offered it for free. But I got to pay for it. So, so my mom, who's supposed to be here to help me with that vein that's supposed to be looked at, asked if it would be okay if she postponed the trip to see me because she wanted to play in a couples golfing tournament instead of coming down to see me. But she would still come, but it would have to be Monday instead of Saturday or Friday. And because she asked for that, and I don't care whether she comes or not, I could have used the help. I'll get by. Because I'm used to it. And her guilt trips don't work anymore, which is wonderful, and I just noticed it today. When she put in her text, which you can read through the lines, is all about her, and poor her, and poor her, and poor her. And I had to send a text to my daughter telling her not to worry, that if my mother needs help, my brother should go and help her. He's the power of attorney now because I didn't want it anymore. I don't want to sign off on her. I don't need to. I don't need to take care of my mother. Not anymore. And I don't need to take care of all of her business anymore. I've done it all my life. Paid for half her mortgage on a home that she sold to buy another home with her last husband in Arizona, but I didn't get any of the proceeds from it. No. Nothing. But she sure used my cash. So anyway, am I harsh? And am I ungrateful? You're damn Skippy right. I am. And I have a lot of reasons to be. You know? Geez Louise. Don't have children if you don't have any intention of loving them as gifts from God, as they are, all. I had one child because I knew that I could give her the love, the guidance, the support all the way through college. And only one. So she could be a child. I don't even know what it's like to be a child. I wasn't allowed. If my brother fell down and hurt himself, guess what? I got beat for that because I wasn't watching him. He's not my responsibility. But I still have the scars and beats and, everywhere from being slapped across the room or being punched in the face, or my hair pulled out, or my fingers, with one of those locking wrenches and tightened, just to see what it felt like. Does it hurt? How much does it hurt? Man, the things our parents do to us are criminal. Some of us, definitely. Anyway, so I just wanted to rant and rave at someone. I ranted and raved. I texted a little bit to my husband, but he's like, it's about time that you don't feel guilt anymore. Thumbs up. And he's been saying that since I met him and since he met my family. He's like, how did you survive these people? Wasn't easy. What easy? Anyway, that's my Wednesday rant. Take it as you like. Wednesday. Wow. What a day. Peace out, my friends. Hello to new subscribers. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Come on over to Crazy Town, where we all talk the truth. Want to know something? Ask the question. I'll give you the answer. But remember, if you don't want the real answer, don't ask the real question. See you tomorrow.